Hello everyone, welcome to StudyIQ English. Now ASEAN has been in the news in the last 1 week. Ever since the latest summit of ASEAN took place in Kuala Lumpur, an Indian Prime Minister attended the summit virtually. This time ASEAN has reached many milestones. One milestone is that the 10-member ASEAN has seen an expansion in its membership for the first time since 1999. And today in 2025, ASEAN has finally become an 11-member grouping, as East Timor is the newest member of this forum. So the Indian Prime Minister took this opportunity to congratulate ASEAN, to congratulate East Timor for its new membership, as well as 2026 has been declared as the International Year of India-ASEAN Maritime Cooperation. This is a key milestone. A milestone because it shows that India and ASEAN will only expand their economic maritime cooperation across HADR, that is humanitarian assistance and disaster relief, across maritime security, across sea patrolling, across climate-induced changes, rescue missions, as well as promoting the blue economy. This also reminds us of how India in the last few years has been focusing critically on India's coastal areas. Because we all understand the dynamics of the South China and Indo-Pacific are very, very unfavorable. All these areas are characterized by Chinese military presence, Chinese domination. So therefore, recently, Indian government also showed its keen interest in patrolling the Strait of Malacca, the strategic key point between the Malay Peninsula and the Indonesian island. At the same time, India is also quite actively working on the Great Nicobar project. So all these show that yes, India is quite mindful of its maritime cooperation, maritime security. And here comes the great vision, the 2026 India-ASEAN Maritime Cooperation. So as I said, this time the ASEAN Summit that happened in Kuala Lumpur was a very decisive summit also. Decisive because many new changes have taken place. This association of Southeast Asian nations, that is a very important forum meant for making economic and security cooperation among the members, has today welcomed its newest member called East Timor, also called as Timor-Leste. Now it is the latest member, the 11th member of this forum that was recently announced in the ongoing Malaysian summit in Kuala Lumpur of ASEAN. At the same time, it also meant that for the first time since 1999, after Cambodia's joining, the entire ASEAN forum has seen a membership expansion in itself. So these two are important milestones indeed. And now with that, let's also understand that East Timor has become a member after having waited for more than a decade. Yes, it was about 14 years of wait since it had applied for the membership earliest in 2011. Although it's a very small economy, let's understand that it barely is an economy with a GDP of about $2 billion. That is huge contrast. That is very different from the ASEAN's combined $3.8 trillion economy. So it's a minor economic addition, but it is quite a strategic membership because this only shows a much stronger integration in South Asia, the entire of South Asia. And for India, it is important because it's quite in line with India's Act East policy. At the same time, it also counterbalances Chinese aggression in the Indo-Pacific. So, India right now also is strategically making its maritime footprint stronger day after another. So, the Prime Minister, Indian Prime Minister, congratulated. He also announced the 2026 ASEAN-India Year of Maritime Cooperation, and the declaration only means now India along with its ASEAN partners can work on issues such as climate-induced disasters in the region. India will also work on improving the blue economy infrastructure, security, joint patrolling of key areas, of strategic choke points like the Strait of Malacca itself. Now, Prime Minister of India also highlighted about the HADR, as we mentioned, sustainable, transparent and rule-based security in the ocean. If you remember, recently India also had the Konkan exercise, yes? with UK, and now as Japan has a new leader, the first lady leadership of Japan, she is also repeating the same thing. She says that it's very important for all these countries, India, Japan, Australia, US, to promote and to strengthen the quadrilateral dialogue, the Quad. Why? Because essentially all these countries understand that blue economy is a crucial area. With China's increasing footprint, all these countries are now trying to pitch for a sea that follows UNCLOS 1982, United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, where every country has some respect and regard for one another's exclusive economic zone. And that's something China has been flouting. Recently in the case of Philippines, Scarborough Shoal. And that's why today India also emphasizes maritime cooperation is the best solution to promote ocean security. And India and ASEAN, it's very important for them to work towards a stronger Indo-Pacific region security. So the declaration is all about making the sea, the Indo-Pacific, the Indian Ocean region, a more transparent, law and order based region in the world. Now, talking about the summit itself, the Indian Prime Minister has also said that both regions, whether it's India or whether it's the ASEAN partners, they are all the travelers of the global south. Now, that's a catchy phrase here. Quite important for topic-based issues in essay writing. Also important for GS Paper 2 and GS Paper 3. That Indian government has called India and ASEAN the travelers of the global south. Now, that's a big statement here. Highlights once again India's impetus on Act East policy. Because India right now is being touted as the voice of the global south, right after the 2023 G20 summit. Recently, when the United Nations General Assembly meeting happened in the New York, there also our External Affairs Minister Sri Jaishankar had invited and had a separate meeting with various leaders from the global south nations, right? So now India has called ASEAN and India the travelers of the global south. He also said that this partnership is about commercial interest but also cultural interest. It's a deep historic cultural relationship. And looking at certain data estimates, India and ASEAN together are about 25% of the global population. Similarly, India-ASEAN bilateral trade was registered at $123 billion from 2024 to 2025. At the same time, it was about 11% of India's total global trade. So that's a lot. And 2026 is the year of maritime cooperation. What was the theme of ASEAN this time? It was inclusivity and sustainability. Now, in the comments section, you can let me know, how do we interpret the word inclusivity here? Sustainability, yes, because all the countries of the region are looking towards a more law and order based Indo-Pacific. Why inclusivity? Are we tacitly hinting at China's aggression? Are we tacitly hinting at combining of various countries who have a very, very anti-China stand when it comes to the Indo-Pacific? So do let me know in a very non-political way in the comment box. What do you think about this issue? If you have any other idea, if you can relate this to any other news that's making, the breaking headlines right now, you can let me know for sure. Now, quickly a practice question for you. With reference to ASEAN-India maritime cooperation, look at the following statements. 1. It is to be initiated in 2006. We'll quickly modify this. This is 2026, okay? We'll modify this. It is to be initiated in 2026. That's next year to come. So 2026. You can just skip the typo here. And it will strengthen collaboration in maritime security, safety, freedom of navigation between India and ASEAN. So that's the purpose of the India-ASEAN Maritime Cooperation 2026, okay? Second, the cooperation operates within the framework of ASEAN Regional Forum, ARF, and it supports activities like joint naval exercises, counter-piracy efforts, and 3, the initiative is limited to the Bay of Bengal and does not extend to the South China Sea. So that's all with the statements. Now you can pick out the valid answer and let me know. Just make sure you do Read this as 2026, a quick modification here. Okay, and on that note, a quick reminder about the sale as well. So we are having an extension of the Diwali Utsav sale. Now the sale is valid till 31st October. I'm sure this is a good news for so many students who missed the bus earlier. So now no need to wait. If you are writing the exam in 2026, the target year, it could be a great chance for you. I mean, just look at the price. It is 7499. It's a throwaway price. And what do you get in return? All GS subjects, because the course is called Foundation P21 GS. You get severe, heavy discount on optionals, essay writing, answer writing, CSAT, current affairs, news, you name it. Plus, the chances of winning scholarships too. So why wait? Spread the word to anybody who is looking for 2026 UPSC exam and use the code SPLIVE to apply for the sale. But for those students who are writing the paper, the UPSC exam in 2027, whether you are an English, Hindi medium student or you write the exam or you want to study in a bilingual mode in English, again a good opportunity because the price is very affordable, 18,999, unbelievable. For all GS optionals included in terms of discount and CSAT and answer writing and various other mentorships. Same thing, use code SPLIVE, but even if you are writing the exam in 2028, the sale is valid for you too. All you need to do is make sure that you do all of this before 31st October because then you will lose the chance, especially those who are writing for next year, 2026, the last and the final opportunity at this price. So if you are interested, spread the word around, let your friends know, let other aspirants know. The idea is to include everyone and provide them maximum benefit of mentorship and guidance. Keep liking, sharing, subscribing our channel StudyIQ English. Thank you so much.